knowledge, enhancing good character, and to have a brighter future. Universitas Terbuka is established to make the dreams of young men and women from all corners of the country come true through the distance higher education system to meet the ever-changing demands of industrial and technological development in the 21st century.
Dengan diresmikannya Universitas Terbuka.
Universitas Terbuka is a pioneer of world-quality distance higher education, which is supported by professional lecturers who are experienced in their own field of expertise. Universitas Terbuka has also made numerous innovations to solve current educational challenges by applying a digital learning ecosystem to build capable and quality future leaders.
Hampir 4 dasawarsa UT mengabdi untuk bangsa. Universitas Terbuka mewujudkan pendidikan tinggi untuk semua.
With the long experience of carrying out our mission of providing equal access to higher education for everyone in Indonesia, Universitas Terbuka has proven to be a trusted public higher education institution. Our graduates have successfully applied their knowledge into their chosen career fields as either professionals or entrepreneurs. As of 2022, UT has a student body of just over 350,000. As a cyber university who teaches and applies the latest technology, Universitas Terbuka has 4 faculties, including the Faculty of Economics, the Faculty of Law, Social and Political Sciences, the Faculty of Science and Technology, and the Faculty of Education and Teacher Training. As a successful distance higher education institution, UT has received various awards and achievements. For instance, the rector of Universitas Terbuka, Professor Ojat Darajat, was elected by acclamation as the president of Asian Association of Open Universities for the period of 2020 to 2022. Time and time again, UT continues to make important innovations by using the most advanced communication technology and information available in each of its programs. Through the implementation of lifelong learning, UT also provides certificate programs and tuition-free programs such as open educational resources, as well as free lectures to be accessed by everyone. Limitation is not a hindrance for people to continue their education to a higher level, because education is a fundamental human right for everyone that can be accessed easily. This is Universitas Terbuka, always thinking forward, always open to diversity.
Pendidikan tinggi bagi semua anak negeri.
Universitas Terbuka menjangkau yang tidak terjangkau.
Kemajuan ilmu pengetahuan serta pandemi merubah kebiasaan kita dalam menggunakan teknologi dan internet. Hal ini mendorong berdirinya Indonesia Cyber Education Institute yang diresmikan Direktorat Jenderal Pendidikan Tinggi pada tanggal 28 Juli tahun 2021. ICE Institute merupakan lokapasa digital untuk mata kuliah daring berkualitas di Indonesia yang tujuan utamanya adalah memfasilitasi penyediaan pendidikan berkualitas sekaligus menjamin kualitas layanan pembelajaran daring serta mendorong pemerataan kualitas pendidikan di Indonesia. Didukung oleh 14 mitra konsorsium, mata kuliah daring yang disediakan oleh ICE Institute dapat memperluas akses pendidikan berkualitas untuk siapa saja, kapan saja, dan di mana saja dengan beasiswa Merdeka Belajar untuk semua dari Menteri Pendidikan, Kebudayaan, Riset, dan Teknologi. Semua mahasiswa dari berbagai perguruan tinggi bisa memilih mata kuliah dari perguruan tinggi ternama di Indonesia juga luar negeri melalui ice.ac.id. Sebagai contoh, mahasiswa yang terdaftar di Universitas Bina Nusantara dapat mengambil perkuliahan di Universitas Indonesia yang penempuhan mata kuliah serta SKS dan sertifikatnya bisa diakui oleh kampus asal. Sampai saat ini di ise.ac.id ada ratusan mata kuliah daring dan perguruan tinggi papan atas di Indonesia dan ribuan lainnya dari EDX yang berasal dari perguruan tinggi terkemuka internasional. Dengan mengadopsi teknologi blockchain, ICE Institute menghubungkan semua penempuhan mata kuliah dan menghubungkannya dengan job market, sehingga menjadi satu loka pasar pendidikan daring yang terintegrasi. ICE Institute akan selalu berusaha mendorong perubahan dalam peningkatan dan pemerataan kualitas pendidikan Indonesia guna mendukung program Merdeka Belajar untuk semua.
Ladies and gentlemen, may we have your attention please? We are about to begin our seminar. We sincerely appreciate your readiness to participate in this enlightening event. Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh. Salam sejahtera, Om Swastiastu, Namo Buddhaya, Salam Kebajikan. Good morning, ladies and gentlemen. The Honorable Vice Rector for Research, Innovation, Partnership, and Business, Bapak Rahmat Budiman, SSM Hum PhD. The Honorable Dr. Andes Hasanuddin, MSc, Manager of Partnership, Development, and Certification of ICE Institute. The Honorable keynote speakers, Dr. Klanjai Sitifavorn, Professor Ismunandar, Dr. Andi Kristanto, MPD, MCE, and all the participants of this seminar. Ladies and gentlemen, my name is Ami Hibatul Jamil, the moderator of today's seminar. I am very pleased to see you here and welcome all of you to the 26th Cyber Education Forum entitled Standardization in Digital Teaching and Learning. In today's fast-evolving educational landscape, where digital technologies are revolutionizing how we teach and learn, the importance of standardization cannot be overstated. This webinar aims to explore the critical role that standardization plays in ensuring quality, consistency, and accessibility in digital education. Thank you for joining us on this enlightening webinar. For the first agenda, we would like to call Mr. Rahmat Budiman, SSM Hum PhD, as the Vice Rector for Research, Innovation, Partnership, and Business to deliver the welcoming speech.
Thank you, Ms. Ami. Bismillahirrahmanirrahim. Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh. Good morning and very warm regards from Universitas Terbuka here in Pondok Cabe, Tangerang Selatan. Honorable Dr. Klangjai Sititavorn, Assistant to the President for Educational Development, King Mongkut University of Technology, Thonburi. Honorable Professor Ismunandar, Indonesian Ambassador to UNESCO. Honorable Dr. Andi Kristanto, MPD, MCE, Vice Dean 2, Faculty of Education, Universitas Negeri Surabaya. invited guests, seminars, participants, and everyone present today's seminar with the theme Standardizations in Digital Teaching and Learning. First, let me thank to the organizing committee for the opportunity given to me to give a speech at this very important event. I feel very honored and grateful to be here together with all parties who care about the development of education through the implementation of standards in digital teaching and learning. The importance of standards in digital teaching and learning cannot be ignored in the current era of information technology. The use of technology in education has opened up endless opportunities for educators and students, but has also brought challenges in ensuring the quality of education is maintained and equitable. Therefore, the theme of the seminar, Standardization in Digital Teaching and Learning, is relevant and important for the progress of education in the future. In a world that continues to change and develop rapidly, standardization is key to ensuring that every single student, wherever they are, has fair and equal access to quality education. Standards ensure that effective teaching and learning methods can be applied consistently so that every student has equal opportunities to learn and develop. This webinar provides an opportunity for all of us to learn from experts, share experiences, and discuss innovative ideas about how we can achieve the optimal standardization in digital teaching and learning. I invite all participants to actively participate in the discussions, raise questions, and collaborate so that we can create relevant and sustainable solutions together. I hope that this seminar will be a useful forum for all participants, providing new insights, expanding collaboration networks, and bringing inspirations to improve the quality of education through standardization in digital teaching and learning. Lastly, let's increase our spirit of collaboration and dedication to create a better education future, where every individual has equal opportunities to learn and grow. Thank you for the attention and cooperation of all parties. Welcome to this seminar, and I hope this event is successful and useful for all of us. Thank you, and wassalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh.
Waalaikumsalam warahmatullahi wabarakatuh. Thank you, Pak Rahmat Budiman, for your welcoming speech. For the next agenda, we would like to invite Dr. Andes Hasanuddin, MSE. He is the Manager of Partnership Development and Certification of ICE Institute, to deliver the opening remarks. But before that, we would like to play a video of ICE Institute.
Have you ever thought about joining the fund Merdeka Belajar Kampus Merdeka but wondering where to start? Or do you want to take part in lectures from well-known domestic and foreign universities? What if you want to improve your skills and get certified while working a full-time job? Is that even possible? At ICE Institute, everything is possible. ICE Institute provides various collections of online courses for empowerment and capacity building for college students, vocational students, and the general public through various options. Merdeka Belajar Kampus Merdeka is a policy of Indonesia's Minister of Education, Culture, Research, and Technology that provides opportunities for everyone, including 1. College students in their 5th semester or above to take 20 credits outside their home university. 2. Capacity building programs for high school students that provide opportunities to take several online courses from well-known universities. 3. capacity building programs for professionals to enhance their skills and careers. And the best part is, all of these programs are available in one place at icei.ac.id. This way, ICE Institute is focusing on building the capacity and skill set of every level of society, from university students to professionals. Together with consortium members and a growing list of providers and partners, ICE Institute has a collection of more than 600 courses from 23 universities for a quota of 60,000 participants and will continue to grow. In addition to the collection of courses from Indonesia, the ICE Institute has also added more of international courses in recent years, including 1. More than 1,500 courses on the EDX platform from 55 of the world's top universities for 2,500 participants. 2. 120 courses from the consortium of universities in China that are members of Xuetang X, Tsinghua University, which are provided openly without quota limit. 3. Collection of the International Institute of Online Education, UNESCO ICE, on digital transformation to increase the ability of teachers and lecturers, as well as the higher education community in general. 4. More than 10,000 courses on the Coursera platform from 290 world-class universities are provided for 1,000 participants. In recent years, there have been more than 13,000 Indonesian students and 1,000 international students, especially from Sri Lanka, who have attended lectures through the ICE Institute. Keeping up with the current developments in the world of education, the ICE Institute also adds a micro-credential program collection. These programs aims to add and improve community competencies according to market needs, including micro-credential design thinking programs, data analytics, digital security, cloud computing, game developers, and many other collection of micro-credential programs. Upon graduation, students enrolled in the Game Developer Micro-Credential Program will take part in the capstone project for game creation. The best games will be selected by experts from the gaming industry during the judging process. Not only quality programs, but AR/VR has also been used in various lecture processes to provide a modern and futuristic learning experience. The presence of the micro-credential program in the ICE Institute Gallery, which is openly offered to human resources from the business and industrial world, will assist the upskill and reskilling process in increasing the capacity building of these human resources. In collaboration with ADB, World Bank, Microsoft, British Council and United States Embassy, ICE Institute has the ambition to help meet the needs of students by providing quality learning systems and content that can be accessed by anyone, anytime and anywhere. The ICE Institute also works with domestic and foreign partners to hold cyber education forums to discuss various topics based on research and studies around hot skills in the job market and how students can prepare themselves for the competition. The ICE Institute will continue to carry out various research and developments on the facilities, services and features provided so that they are the answer to welcome the borderless Industrial Revolution 4.0, which has changed the perspective of how formal education is organized.
To Pak Hasan, now you may deliver the opening remarks.
Okay, thank you very much for Mrs. Sami who has given me chance.
Still mute, Pak Hasan.
Okay, thank you, Mrs. Sami, who has given me chance. Bismillahirrahmanirrahim. Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh. Peace and blessing. Good morning and well wishes to all of us. Amin. Ladies and gentlemen, distinguished guests, and especially for Pak Rahmat who has come to our office, physically coming to here. Thank you very much. We are very happy you are here with us today for this enlightening webinar. Your presence is the heart and soul of this event, and we extend our heartfelt greeting to each and every one of you. It is our sincere hope that you will find this webinar engaging, informative, and opportunity to foster meaningful connection and learning. Once again, welcome and thank you for being part of this educational experience. Let's make the most of our time together. Ladies and gentlemen, the question is why this topic and what is the special things for this topic? The answer is the topic is of standardization in digital teaching and learning has been selected due to its increasing relevance in the contemporary education sector. As technology continues to shape the way we teach and learn, it is essential to establish standardized practices to ensure the quality and the equity of education. This seminar serves as a platform to address the significance of these standards, the challenge they aim to overcome, and the best practice to enhance the overall educational experience. The seminar goal is to foster deeper understanding of necessity of standardization in digital education era and to explore how it can lead to more effective and inclusive learning environments. Ladies and gentlemen, allow me to introduce our distinguished panel of speakers for this seminar. The first is Dr. Klanjai Siti Tafon, who currently serves as the assistant to the president for educational development at King Mongkut's University of Technology, Thonburi. With her extensive experience and expertise in educational development, she will provide valuable insight to the topic of standardization in digital teaching and learning. And the second, we are honored to have Professor Ismunandar, the ambassador or the PG of Permanent Delegation of Republic of Indonesia to UNESCO, as our second speaker. His vast diplomatic experience and involvement with UNESCO make him a key contributor to our discussion on global education standard. Lastly, we have Dr. Andi Kristanto, MPD, MCE, Vice Dean II of the Faculty of Education at Universitas Negeri Surabaya. I think Dr. Kristanto's knowledge and experience in the field of education will add depth to our exploration and standardization in digital teaching and learning. Pak Andi, as information, Pak Andi is a lecturer in education technology at UNESA, Universitas Negeri Surabaya, who is part of a collaborative research team that has produced the ultimate learning capability micro-credential program. Ladies and gentlemen, in the dynamic world of digital learning teaching, embracing standardization is the key to unlocking the true potential of education. And your education to the seminar demonstrate your commitment to shaping the future of learning. Your active participation in the exploration of standardization is significant in paving the way for more accessible and equitable education landscape for us, for all. You are, as change maker and innovators, are leading us toward brighter and more standardized future in digital education. Let's keep the flame and inspiration, burning and create a world of learning excellence together. Ladies and gentlemen, a heartfelt thank you to all of you who grace us with your presence, the event organizer, speakers, and participants in the seminar. We extend our sincere gratitude to everyone who attended, the event coordinator, speakers, and our seminar participants. Ladies and gentlemen, as we commence this seminar, engaging in a discussion about standardization in digital teaching and learning, the expertise of our three speakers promise a range of insight into transformative potential of this topic. I hope all participants actively participate and engage in open dialogue throughout the session as we collectively explore the critical role of standardization in shaping the future of education, making it more inclusive and effective. With optimism and shared commitment, let's participate with high spirits, knowing that our combined effort can bring about meaningful change. Thank you for your presence. I would like to back to moderator. Thank you very much.
Thank you, Pak Hasan, for the opening remarks. Moving on, before we proceed to the next session, we would like to invite all the audience to have a photo session together. For all the participants, kindly open your camera, and for the organizer, you may please prepare the configuration or settings. All right, we would like to start. Let's count, for the first slide. Okay, on the count of 3, 1, 2, and 3. And then next slide. 1, 2, and 3. And then next slide. 1, 2, and 3. All right. Yeah. Thank you, everyone. Ladies and gentlemen, we are now moving forward to the main session. I would like to inform how the presentation will proceed. First, all the speakers will be invited to present the material about 15 minutes. After that, there will be a question and answer session. It is now my pleasure to introduce our first keynote speaker, Professor Ismunandar. Professor Ismunandar is a professor in inorganic chemistry at Institut Teknologi Bandung, a member of Indonesia Academy of Science. Currently, he is the alternate permanent delegate of Indonesia to UNESCO. He finished his bachelor degree in chemistry in Institut Teknologi Bandung, Indonesia, and then PhD at School of Chemistry, the University of Sydney, Australia. His previous assignment includes Senior Advisor to Ministry of Research and Technology or National Agency for Research and Innovation 2020 to 2021, Director General Learning and Student Affairs, Ministry Research, Technology and Higher Education 2018 until 2019, Education and Culture Attaché at Indonesia Embassy at Washington, D.C. 2015 until 2018, and Singapore 2014 and 2015. And also Director of Regional or ASEAN Science Teacher Training Center or CMAO Kitab in Science 2011 until 2014. Professor Ismunandar, we are looking forward to your presentation. And you have 15 minutes to present the material. And now the time and screen is yours.
Thank you so much, Ibu Ami, and good morning, everyone. It is my great pleasure, and I'm honored to be invited and part of this discussion. I hope that my audio is hearable for everyone.
Yes, clear.
Okay, thank you so much. So let me just start to share with you some of what UNESCO and others organizations have been done in terms of like the standardization in digital learning and teaching. Well, as a background of this discussion, I think everyone and we all aware that digital technology and virtual environments now become more and more involved and also like playing important role in the education. And this mean that we have to play, or we have to give attention, especially in terms of like public support, oversight, and in the same time also governance. Since based on our experience in the managing the school and the resources, that the school and education is treated as a public good, and this is the right decision. We in the world, most of the country treat education as a public good. And so with the same rigors and care attention, we should also play, or we should also have the similar treatment to the digital space and in infrastructure of learning. So that's the basic ideas why. And then I think the call of the ICE Institute to have this discussion is very timely and very important because of these reasons. Recently, UNESCO published a book, a report that is a synthesis report from many publications, and also from the voice from teachers, students, and all parents, especially experiencing during the COVID. So the book itself is like pessimistic because the title is an EdTech tragedy, additional technology and school closure in time of COVID. And what we learn is that although technology, education technology or EdTech is have a positive impact, but the good impartial evidence on the impact of educational technology is still limited, and this is sometimes is just like scattered. And then secondly, the message of the book is that although technology offers education lifeline, or there is like during COVID is the technology that make the education on the teaching learning can happen. But in the same time, it is exclude many of the students. The other things that is also very bold mentioned in the book is that some education technology can improve some types of learning in some contexts, but not all, because many of like the interaction, the social aspect of learning is missing in education technology. And then this is the last point that is very related with what we are going to discuss, is like the online content has grown without enough regulation of quality control or diversity. Before we jump in, or before we deep in to the standard and things like that, this is, I think, what I believe and what many people believe is the key to unlock the potential of digital learning. This the 3C, contents, capacity, and connectivity. What is content? Content is high quality curriculum relevance, digital teaching and learning content that has to be available and accessible to all learners. And then capacity to use the digital technology to improve learning must be strengthened to ensure that teacher, learner, and other education stakeholders have the skill and knowledge needed to leverage digital tools. And then connectivity, of course, because all is depend on whether we can deliver the contents and the teaching and learning through digital. Then digital connectivity has to be present, or have to be ensured that all school and individual have the ability to benefit from the educational advantages. Now, this is UN learning from the digital, learning from the disruption of education during the pandemic of COVID. So UN Secretary General call what we call Transforming Education Summit during 2021, 2022. And this is a call to action to assure and improve quality of public digital learning. And there are two important commitments concerning the content key of digital learning, namely, first one is establish and iteratively improve public digital learning platform. And then secondly is to ensure this platform empower teacher, learner, and family. So all the UN agencies are involving, especially UNESCO and UNICEF. And actually, there are three mainstream to complement and facilitate realization of these two commitments. We call the commitment and facilitation is the Gateway to Public Digital Learning Initiative. That is the three stream or three components is a global gateway that is like what the ICE Institute is doing now, and other many countries are doing to make a platform that is available, all the learning materials for the citizens and for the students in the country. And then the other component is evidence generation and good practices. So we make inventory and also make available to the publics all the good practices and evidence that is on the teaching, digital teaching and learning. And then the third component is norm and standards. Actually, all this still undergoing. So we haven't got like the norm and standard from UNESCO. What is the norm and standard of digital teaching and learning from UNESCO? Until now, we haven't got that. We're still in the process of doing it. But in 2021, UNESCO in the Global Convention of Recognition and Qualification of Higher Education states that the teaching and learning in digital form or the qualification has to be subject to comparable quality assurance mechanism, with will be assessed using the same criteria as those applied to similar qualification through traditional learning modes. So this is the basic principle that UNESCO has outlined, that teaching learning in digital format should be not difference in the term of quality assurance and also in the term of assessments. Now, let me share a little bit also. OECD is next door from, it's not next door, it's like very near the office from UNESCO, but they also already done several survey and things like that. And then what they done is that what they already survey in all the OECD members countries. And what we can see here, that in 23 territory or 33 countries of members OECD, at the moment there is also no standard that's been outlined yet. And then in 9 countries, there is a common standard and guidance. What this means is that a standard guidance in digital higher education is already present in these 9 countries. And this is common for whether it is fully online, whether it is hybrid, whether it's what you call blended, and things like and like also in terms of like micro credentials. And then in other 12 countries, there is like standard that is like specific. So, for example, in Czech Republic, Hungary, and Japan, there is a standard for fully online program, and Ireland and Romania, there is a standard for hybrids, and then there is also standard in 10th country that is specific for the study program, not for the institution. So this is the survey that is conducted, and then we can see that there is many variation in terms of like standard. So let me also share with you that the full report, I can share the link of the full report later on in the chat so that everyone can access that, because this is like open access. But from this standard that has been done by several countries, actually there are 8 key principles. So in the bottom here is start from mission, vision, and strategy, organizational quality culture, innovation and collaboration, and other things. So this is the 8 key principles. And out of those, there are 4 focus areas to improve quality digital teaching and learning in terms of like pedagogy, digital pedagogy, supporting instructors, supporting students, and feedback and performance of monitoring. Feedback and performance monitoring. Yeah. And then this is like the one that if you do the quality assurance of the teaching and learning, digital teaching and learning, so those are the things that you have to pay attention on. But more and more, there is also like in addition of quality assurance, there are a program what we call is quality empowerment. So this is the kind of institutional support that based on the survey, what we can learn is that there are 4 key areas for institutional support. That is in terms of policies, resources, people, and processes. So policy is start from the national strategy, guideline, toolkits for higher education, digital higher education. Resources means development and maintenance, effective use of digital education infrastructures. People is that professional development for staff and through, for example, introduction of national regulation, incentive for peer learning, collaboration, and others. And then process, supporting the institutional quality assurance processes by adapting national administrative and graduate tracking systems. So those are, in addition of the quality assurance that have been done by institution or study program, but this is the things that we can, like the country or the ministry can do in terms of quality empowerment for all the study program and institution that carrying out or have a digital teaching and learning services. So with that, I end my sharing. So this is like just a brief explanation about what our UNESCO is currently doing. As I mentioned, UNESCO is not finishing yet in terms of like making standard, but we can see that through the survey that been done by OECD, some of the experience in OECD country in terms of making a standard and making a quality assurance and quality empowerment have been shared. Thank you so much.
Thank you, Prof. Ismunandar, for giving us such enlightening and interesting presentation about what UNESCO is currently doing of making standard in education. Such an enlightening and inspiring. All right, Prof. Ismunandar, you may please wait for a while. We would like to invite the next speaker first. For the participants, if you have questions, you may type your questions in chat room box. Then later, the organizer will pick 2 questions from every session. Ladies and gentlemen, now allow me to welcome the second speaker, Ms. Klang Jai. She is Assistant to the President for Educational Development of King Mongkut's University of Technology Thonburi. Her academic background includes Bachelor of Engineering in Computer Engineering in King Mongkut's University of Technology Thonburi, Thailand, Masters of International Business from Monash University, Melbourne, Australia, and Master of Digital Communications, Monash University, Melbourne, Australia. She also obtained PhD in Wireless Telecommunication Network with the topic Quality of Service Routing for Ad Hoc Networks from Monash University, Melbourne, Australia. Her professional background covers IBM Australia SAN Storage Specialist, Deputy Director of KM UTT Library, Project Manager in KMUTT Learning Environment since 2011, Director of Education Technology Development and Service since 2012, Assistant to the President for Educational Development since 2013, and Project Leader Micro-Credential Platform Development in KMUTT. All right, Ms. Klangja, you have 15 minutes to present the material, and now the time and screen is yours.
Thank you. Okay, good morning, everyone. My name is Jay from KMGTT, and thank you very much for having me today. To be honest, this morning I saw the presentation and I think, oh my God, I should change everything I prepared today. So, you know, I don't know why I'm here. I mean, you guys already done so much, you know, in digital technology and digital learning, you know, demography. So I hope that a bit of my talk can spark a bit of ideas. So you can, you know, start to discuss about standardization in a different light. So we'll see. So if you want to know a bit about me, I will leave all the information about myself and my work at the end of the presentation. But basically, my job is involving a lot of making the teacher angry. So I built a platform. I also run a team for education technology and try to integrate it into the university. And you realize that doing that is it's actually introducing change into what currently very comfortable in our higher education environment. So you can go check out my work. I'll just go quickly. Yeah. Another thing I want to mention is also we are doing micro-credential. And after saw the achievement of your micro-credential, I better skip this section. So you can check out our micro-credential again later on the website for lifelonglearning.org. Okay. I start my talk with this phrase. I'm sure you know this, right? When we talk about we doing the same thing over and over again and expecting different results. Basically, this if you in quantum physics, you know that the reason why I say this. Okay. But what I'm trying to say is that when we're doing the same thing over and over again in different places, like in online learning, what you get is, you know, like a mirror of this, right? I'm sure everyone know this, and you guys have been experiencing this during COVID-19. And as a matter of fact, if I scroll down a lot to the audience right now, I'll see this as well. You know, you're talking to a black screen, you know, and your learners everywhere here, but some of them are too shy to switch on the camera, and you know, some of them are not there. I don't know you there, hello. Some of you might feel like, oh, your face is not ready today, right? Yeah, so we all been there and done that. So the thing with online learning, in an emergency, this is what happening to us. We as a teacher or educator, we have to somehow expected to act like a Superman, right? You know, you used to do 3 hours lecture, and if you repeat it online, you become really have to be a Superman to do that. It's, you know, really draining. You know, you feel like you have no energy left at the end of the session. You also learn a bit, I'm sure, during the past 3 years, how to be a bit of a policeman, because you try to catch who's cheating online. Oh, this assignment is from another person. This person is copying this person. With the ChatGPT, you also have your enemy right there. When your student exactly copy the whole paragraph, the whole report from ChatGPT even, so you have to bring up the application, how to beat ChatGPT, and, you know, catching all the, you know, paraphrasing from ChatGPT. You're a learner on the second row. they are not better off. Some of them feel that, with online education, without the real life interaction, they feel a bit confused with the complexity of the content we provide online. Some of them learn how to cheat a little bit because, the teacher would never know, isn't it? And with online learning, we also sort of highlight, the same old problem of education of, the inequality of education. We never know if the learner will have access to the internet until the COVID came, isn't it? Yeah. And the university, like you and me, doing education technology, we literally running out of money. Because of our money, we go pay our the provider. Like I give a lot of money to Amazon because they keep my server and stuff. So I think we all did this same situation. So when Paulina asked me 2 weeks ago in Bangkok, she said, "Come on, Jay, you come and talk in this session." And I asked, "What's the topic?" And she said, "Oh, standardization of online teaching and learning." It's really gave me a shock. I told her that, I would have no solution for that. And she's like, "An idea would be good, like come discuss with us." So I went, online and looking for, what? Looking for standards, And when you look for standard, you think what you will get? You will get a lot of what? A lot of standard. So UNESCO was one. Well, thank you very much. I was impressed. And there are many organizations are trying to putting up a process and protocol for standardized learning and teaching online. And you know why? I think because they're in the same boat. They also feel the pain of how can we maintain this sort of quality of mass education when we are not really, sometimes we don't even know who the learner is, right? And these are just some example. I'm sure you know a few, and you probably have been studying it a lot more than I do. But the thing with standard, and speaking of a person like me, who coming from Thailand, if you've been to Thailand before, you know that we are the country with very little consideration on standardization process. You go to the traffic junction in Thailand and you see that traffic light are just suggestion. We don't really have to follow the rules. So that also keep me thinking about standardization. And I'm thinking about the reason why people do not want to follow standard and protocol. And this is something we should think about, Some of them feel that they are not involved in the process of making the standards, right? I don't even know what it is, how this come about. So, I don't care. Or they do not understand the reason or the pain, what we are, experiencing right now with online learning. So, there's no way they're going to follow the standards. Or they don't believe that it will work. Working in higher education, I think right now that educators, professors are very hard to teach. And it's very hard to tell them what to do, isn't it? Sometimes they think that they can have a better way, or they can do better than the standard, right? And some of them have no time to do it properly, too busy, or the standard that we are trying to enforce is impossible to follow. When we come up with this sort of thing, we really have to be careful. And last but not least, and I think this is very important, that we think that, you should do this. There's a 20 checklist, but they are not measured on it. So whether they're doing it or not, you come up with a standard. Let's say our community come up with a standard of online learning and teaching. The question we should really ask ourselves is that, do we have enough time and energy following the checklist and make sure that everyone's doing it? It's very, very hard to implement. So I think we also should, think harder when we try to come up with something and also think about collaboration, education, explanation, and measurement of whatever it is we are trying to put up and make sure the whole community is adopting it. But being myself, I like to simplify things a little bit. So I've been thinking about online learning and teaching, and I draw this 3 circle. And you see, when we think about online learning and teaching, we think about what's being done online, what is online learning and teaching, and how people learn. And I also come up with this red circle. The red circle is like, assumption that people learn online. But when you look at the blue circle, is the activity people do online. Like you and me, we do email online, we playing game online, we do social networking online, we chatting online, we searching on Google's online. All of this activity can be educational, but and all of this can be learning activities. And the thing is, when you look at the side of learning, you realize that if we're going back to the concept, people are learn and understand better when the content related to what they already know. The other day, I have a taste of Indonesian pancake, and it have cheese and chocolate in the middle, and it have this like, I don't know, honeycomb texture inside. You know what? I went online for the whole week trying to search on the name of it. Finally, I realized it's called martabak, isn't it? And, I'm trying to see why it's become that texture. I love food. And that is relevant to me. So learning happening right there, And we have to know that for people to understand new idea is the matter of working from the working memory into the long-term memory. People learn at different paces and learn at different pathway. And how we retain information is very different from how you imagine. Spreading out learning into a small chunk is better than putting a lot of information in one go. And you know what? Teachers who are teaching very well and tell the learner everything is not necessarily a successful teacher, because learning should be structured a little bit. So if you tell them all, they're not gonna learn, isn't it? Learning should be a bit, what with the teacher? We asked the question, but we didn't really get the answer. And the learner should be, at the driver's seat of learning. And if you want to help the learner building the expertise and experience, you have to help them organize the knowledge in their head. And also, build a community for them and understand about motivation. And before you go to the motivation, you have to cover the basic, making sure that they're not hungry. They really, have the internet access to your online environment. Don't know how to use the tools. Then, you get to know them as a human to human. Or learning how to apply the knowledge that we talk about. It have to be really authentic. Like, something that a lot of context, something that will, highly, interesting enough for them to engage. So online learning and teaching is a matter of, in my sense anyway, trying to relate to what they already know and not too many in one go, and provide optional pathway. At the same time, try to retrieve the information often and, less is more and offer just enough help. At the same time, when we do whatever content, you're going to make sure that it somehow have the point for you to engage them into the content. No matter how good your online or micro video is you're putting up online, if the learner is not engaged, it's just, going like YouTube short. When you end up, finishing up the whole thing, 2 hours pass and your finger almost get locked, but you're not sure if you are learning or not. And I also have a few things to share about this that we have to put in mind, that there are space in online learning that, it can go a little bit to like, it need a lot of instructor help or need very little, or it need a lot of content help, also very little. And you can try to think about where you want to be, where you want to put your online module in this this four corner. For example, what we are doing right now is instructor facilitated and synchronized. We are doing it, at the same time. If you switch on your camera, I can really see if you're engaging or not, right? And if we use AI, for example, as a tutor, and it works 24 hours, but I don't have to be there, isn't it? And it rely a lot on the database, to put in the rules, like if the learner asks this question, what we're going to answer. That would be content facilitated and use less help from us. And one thing is that time is very expensive. Instructor time is like gold. If you organize something online, you realize that, for organized online session like this, then you have to make sure everyone come join at the same time. It's very difficult. So synchronization needs a lot of preparation. I put my hands up for the team who organized this for 76 times. You must be super professional in organizing online seminar. And my team could have ever done this, right? When it comes to online learning and teaching. So there's a lot of things to consider. You also can follow a model like this when you consider that content and the teacher and learner, and you're picking out like the technology that help the two connected. For example, you can create concept video, like essential video in micro video or classroom exercise to make a connection between teacher and the content. The teacher and learner, you can try to make sure that you use technology to help for online engagement. Or between learning and content, you can create, like I say, machine learning teaching assistant, augment virtual reality. You guys have done that. AI adaptive lesson customization. The opportunity are limited. If I have to sum up, because I know we are pressing on time, is that content and tasks have to be small, essential, and bring back often. It have to be authentic and relevant. When it comes to technology, I'm coming from like a tech person. I think it have to be, accessible and reliable first. Then it can be very simple UI and great UX. And, the learner have to know how to use it. So when it comes to method, it have to be outcome specific. You can't just say that, oh, this is the method, follow this, because the learner would be different and the outcome would be different. The nature of it would be different, and help them just enough. And also try to promote a self-directed energy in them. And if you want to know what is one thing you need to focus, it's your learner. It's done on achievement, of the learning outcome or success of your learner. And I'm sure, everyone will be fine with the standardization. So I hope that today would, sort of like give more or less of, the perspective of someone who, very simple-minded like me. And I have a short-term memories that, when we design learning, it's very important we have to know the learner. And, you decide everything based on them and the learning outcome you want them to achieve. And you use technology to actually make that one possible. So it's just one rule. So the technology can really help to make it more efficient, as in like less time and less energy from us and the learner, and more effective, as in to achieve exactly of what we wanted. Well, thank you so much, everyone, for having me. And, if you have questions or, you want to ask anything, I'm taking the questions later. I always bring my team with me. It's my team from Thailand, to say hello to everyone in Indonesia. And the information that I talk about today, all listed here. Thank you.
Thank you very much, Ms. Kangjai, for giving us such insightful presentation about standardization of digital teaching and learning, what we learn and how we learn, and use technology to help make one possible. All right, Ms. J, you may please wait for a while. We would like to invite the third speaker first before accepting questions from the audience. All right, next, ladies and gentlemen, let's proceed to our third speaker. Allow me to welcome Dr. Andi Kristanto, MPD MCE. Hello, Dr. Andi Kristanto. So he is a lecturer and the head of department
Betul Jamil.
Yeah. So he is a lecturer and the head of Department Curriculum and Educational Technology in Universitas Negeri Surabaya. His recent journal publication theme was e-learning, education game, mobile games applications, learning media, blended learning, online learning in digital innovations, and brain-based online learning design in disruptive era for students in university. He also published several books related to educational technology titled Pengembangan Media Video Televisi, Media Pembelajaran, Model Pembelajaran Blended Learning, and many more. Pak Andi, you have 15 minutes to present the material, and now the screen and time is yours.
Yes, thank you, Moderator Miss Ami. Thank you everyone. Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh. Tadi saya dari Sri Amri, Kata Malaysia yang Kauli. Bismillahirrahmanirrahim. I'm sorry, I'm not use virtual background Zoom because my skin and my background same. So I'm not use background. I'm sorry very much. I will present the result of joint research funded by ICE Institute. Thank you, Prof. Paulina, and thank you, Prof. Rudi. The joint research with some universities include from Universitas Terbuka, any Dr. Siti Aisyah. She is here in Zoom. Hello, Bu Siti Aisyah. And then any Dr. Utari Devi from UNESA, Universitas Negeri Surabaya. She is here too. Hello, Utari Devi. And then Professor Dr. Apna from UNP, Universitas Negeri Padang. And then Dr. Rujirianto from Universitas Negeri Yogyakarta. I will present with the title, Development of Standardization in Digital Teaching and Learning in Higher Education, Indonesian Evidence. My name is Dr. Andi Krisanto, SPD MPD I'm President to Faculty of Education, Universitas Negeri Surabaya. I'm Associate Professor, and I'm Vice Secretary to Asosiasi Program Studi Teknologi Pendidikan. Di sini juga ada Bu Nur Hikmah gitu ya, sebagai Vice Secretary 1, dan I'm Assessor Lamdik from Universitas Negeri Surabaya. Yeah. The era of the Industrial Revolution 4.0 has brought quite rapid development in the world of education, namely the transformation of learning pattern from conventional to digital. Currently, many digital technology have developed in learning and have been utilized in the learning process at various levels of education. The phenomenon in the field show that digital learning has been developed to optimize learning. However, we know there is no have standard set to make the digital learning process more effective. So, in this regard, it is important to identify the crucial factor needed for the development of learning standardization. The standard needs to be made specially to be applied in Indonesia, but of course still considering national standard so that the process implemented is not different from the standard set generally on an international scale. And so on, again, of crucial factors needed for the development of learning standardization, and the standard needs to be created especially to be implemented in Indonesia, but still taking into into account global standard. Yeah, my research with my colleague, this research aim to produce digital learning standard that are appropriate to the context of Indonesia. And refer to context of Indonesia with its diverse demographic and geographical conditions, so that it is hoped that I can become a guideline for implementing digital learning in Indonesia, especially at the higher education level. This type of R&D, research and development research, use the 40 development methods. This type R&D research use the 40 development methods: define, design, development, and dissemination. Define, the focus of identification, the most crucial factor in digital learning. Learning has standards that have been discovered in the learning process. This year, we research and to design focus and aspect of setting standard that serve as guideline for lecture, student, and local institution. Any three guideline for lecture, student, dan local institution. Development of digital learning standard development science with the background of new learning trend, in the form of digital learning, such as blended learning, online learning, MOOC, e-learning, and various new learning trends that have emerged in the era of the Industrial Revolution. There is a need for digital learning standard. There is digital learning standard. Based on this picture, this aim to produce digital learning standard that are in accordance with the context of Indonesia, with demographic diversity and geographical conditions, so that it is expected to be a guideline for the implementation of digital learning in Indonesia, especially the higher education level. Ini era revolusi industri, jadi integration learning, era revolusi industri, new trend learning, standard digital learning, teaching and learning, and learning. And then standard states of digital learning. Teaching and learning is a complex process that tries to balance between knowledge, pedagogy, strategy in learning, and digital resources. In creating digital learning standard, one needs to look at the design aspect of what technology is applied, the purpose of the educational process, the adjustment with digital tools and resources, and design student involvement in learning. The relationship can be seen in the image. The technology has a role in laying out content as well as a way of assessing content. So technology is different. It has the main role to create virtual world, user with learning content and activities. You know, digital learning, it is a system that can facilitate students to learn more widely, more and more frequently. Through the facilities provided by the system, learner can learn anytime and anywhere without being limited by distance, space, and time. You know, learning material are more varied, not only in verbal form, but also text, visual, audiovisual, motion, AI, virtual reality, augmented reality, and uh, digital learning design component. Number one, syllabus. You know, a syllabus is the thinkable form of a learning plan, whether conventional or digital. And then digital learning orientation, the objective of digital learning includes several components, namely geographies of teacher and program support staff, and then learning expectation and share with include the opinion and characteristic of the learning as participated in program. And then learning material. This component present the main learning material that can be accessed by learning in the form of core learning material and supplementary learning material and enrichment material. The material are presented in the form of full text or learning material that are presented in full or learning material that are presented in the form of point only. And then calendar is the educational calendar is quite important as it informs teacher and learner effective day for studying, exam schedule for registration of new learner who have just joined the program, and holidays. And the calendar can be used as benchmark for learner and teacher when to start learning and when the learning or digital program ends. And then set map. The set map is the map of the program. If learners are going to explore this digital program, they can see the program map beforehand. There is a map of the position of the model or learning material, what the learner needs to learn, including the sequence and scope of the learning material that the learner needs to learn. This makes it easier for learner to learn more effectively and efficiently. The set map can also be presented in form of a visual flowchart and making it easier. And then evaluation to measure the level of learning success. Assessment is important to measure the success rate of learning. You know, for learners who have no obstacle in learning, it is possible to continue to next module. Well, for learners who experience obstacle, they can repeat it until they master the teaching material. Component in digital learning, design. You know, design or selecting of digital learning management tool mean, number 2, planning and organizing digital learning program, 3, installation placement of material, and then use of interactive learning and teaching strategies, and then application of adult learning principle, and then learner can have direct their own learning method, and then number 7, using authentic learning assessment, and then providing learning oriented to digital system and training technology, and then provide information about appropriate infrastructure and support learning. Digital learning strategy, icebreaker, and opener. This activity aims to condition students to focus on learning. This activity aims to condition the learning to focus on learning. Icebreaker means to break the ice, which implies that learners are something in a situation of boredom, intention, unfocused, or enthusiastic in learning. Teacher need to take action by giving treatment in the form of action to make learner active. A little game, maybe, showing something that attract learner, and digital learning, it is also needed in this case. The learning are shown some picture of activities to make the attention focus and ready to learn. So as speaker can attention focus and ready to learn student. And then student expedition in digital learning presented goal to be achieved learning material as well list of activities that student can do. When learner learn to the web, the objective to be achieved, and the learning material to be learned and presented first. The learning material to be learned by the learners are like a content maps and a content map. Field theory says that if learner faced with a number of challenging of in learning, they tend to be motivated to continue learning and achieve the highest goal or the final target of learning in this section. The usefulness and ways of the web and are also presented, such as instruction for using the web so that the objective can be achieved. There is also a list of activities that the learning will do while learning through the web. Purpose creative thinking, identify conflict or problem in learning activities faced by learner that can be solved by learners themselves through existing facilities such as forum, discussion, or chatting. And then peer-to-peer interaction, the use of cooperative method in web learning activities. This related to previous activity, which is an effort to overcome to the problem faced by learning and find solution through forum discussion. And then streaming expert, not all problem faced by learner can be solved by themselves or by discussing with other friends, but they also need opinion from expert through video conference institute or just watching video that are already available in digital learning. Video streaming in this activity, it is also possible to have discussion between learner and expert. If the web use a synchronous system, then this is very possible. And then mental gymnastics, learner conduct brainstorming, which is a brainstorming activity that aims to achieve the outline learning objective. Learner collect a number of topics that attract their attention to be discussed and complete the standard. Development method, we using 4D model, define, design, develop, and dissemination. Define procedure, conduct a need analysis by collecting initial data and information regarding the standard to be set in online learning. Data was collected from 25 lecture and 80 students from each research bagian, namely Eastern, Central, and Western Indonesia. Jadi Eastern, Central, and Western in Indonesia. 3 location city area in Indonesia. Identify fundamental consideration of effort standard digital learning such as connectivity, digital learning environment, accessibility to technology, a portfolio, barrier related to distrust, device ownership, and legality, for example, software. And design procedure, carrying out standardization design in digital learning, and design is carried out again technical and non-technical standard in digitalizing learning. And second year, we development of component needed in digital learning. We develop standard facilities needed for digital learning, develop lecture guideline and student in learning. And dissemination development second year, unless we analysis of effectiveness and efficiency, validation result from for effort again determinate standard and evaluated properly again established standard. And then dissemination, implementation, implement of standard in Western, Central, and Eastern Indonesia is a direct target. Dissemination via social media, and then revise based on effectiveness test result, and then validate established standard. Location, research set in 3 locations, namely in West, Central, and East Indonesia. This is a subject and research context. Research time and collecting data, and kemudian and then research focus, develop digital learning standards set in online learning and research instrument, observation, expert validation, trial execution, dan interview data. And data collection procedure, starting from the needed analysis take group questionnaire, and then product design and development is tested for validity, practicality, effectiveness, and as product seven state. And data analysis technique, data is processed using a mixed method. And then result and discussion, needs analysis carried out in distributing questionnaire to lecture and student. Their research area, namely Western Indonesia, Central Indonesia, Eastern Indonesia. The questionnaire is divided into 7 indicators for digital learning standard. Namely, number 1, message design, material characteristic, method and media, assessment, environment and interaction pattern, copyright, and security and privacy. Message design, the result show average score, and then the data, and then material characteristic, the data, 84.64, very strong. And then the data method and media, data assessment, the data environment and interaction pattern, and then the data copyright, the data security and privacy, and then conclusion, 7 indicator and factor that are most crucial in developing digital learning standard. Number one, music design, material characteristic, method and media, assessment, environment and interaction pattern, copyright and security and privacy. Thank you very much. And in future research, we will develop this seven indicator and factor into digital learning standard. This is my explanation on behalf of the collaborative research from team. Thank you.
Thank you very much, Dr. Andi Kristanto, for giving us such eye-opening presentation about recent development of standardization of digital teaching and learning in higher education, especially Indonesian evidence. Thank you, Pak Andi. All right. So, ladies and gentlemen, it's now time for us to start the Q&A session. The organizer may please to display the question from the audience. Well, okay. So this is addressed to Dr. J. Students or college students may tend to report their metacognitive abilities in ways that beautify or demean them. Which one? All right. Depending on personal motivations on social expectations, this can affect the accuracy of the measurement. What is the solution in measuring the level of metacognitive ability self-presentation? From Dewi Ahmad. Thank you.
Okay, thank you. And thank you for the hard questions. Metacognitive skill or metacognition is, I would say, something already, like, for all of us know that it's very hard to measure because you can't skim the surface, and by just looking at the work itself, sometimes you can't really tell that when the learner hand in the assignments and their work is basically have something behind it. At KMUDT, we have tried many approaches on measuring all this. I would say the skill with a level of complexity. I'll give you an example like creative thinking, entrepreneurial mindset, critical thinking, right? All the things that you want the learner to have eventually when they going to work, or all the things that are essential for them, that build up the character for someone who will be able to solve the problem that currently doesn't exist, right? Or move into the new environment and can transfer, their knowledge and application. I would say on top of using, framework like, I don't know if you know tuning, this competency-based, rubric framework to measure all this critical skill. Or you can go to SkillsFuture from Singapore. They also publish all the rubric scaling for you to have a sense of the combination of what to look for, as a pillar of the evidence of, of this metacognitive ability. But to put it simple, right? If I were you, I would give a task for students in many different scenarios and see if they can transfer, the same concept in the different, like a variety of contexts. So, and then I measure the transfer skill. Or I can ask them to submit the work, but then, instead of looking at the work itself and, grading the output of the work, I probably ask deeper, to the reason why they come up with this work. What is, the sort of like, what is going on behind their mind of, designing this process or methodology? Why they're picking that? Why not that? Or, ask a lot of why questions. And the hard part will be us because we have to interpret. What does it mean when the learners say, they're picking this because you say so, or they're picking this because this is so much better than that, because they can see that point that, no one can really see. So all of this, there will be no silver bullet solution on it. But I think slowly but surely, if you start asking questions or assign a task that involves, all this higher order thinking within it and try to put in a bit of measurement. It doesn't have to be explicit. It can be something that you do it later on or as part of formative assessment. Then if you know the learner, you definitely know, the level of cognitive or metacognition. But the hard part is about online learning is that we sometimes doesn't have that opportunity to engage with the learner. So I see the framework like micro-credential that you are already doing with evidence-based work sample, something that is really authentic in the context is a very good evidence for that kind of, the cognition kind of competency. That would be my answer.
Oh, such a complete answer. Thank you, Ms. J. Next question.
Okay.
This is for Dr. Andi Kristanto and Dr. Klangjai. Besides standardization of material development, is there a need for certain standards in the assessment? What are the standards for developing assessments for online learning? Maybe Pak Andi first. Hello, Pak Andi.
Ya, I want to menjawab yang ini ya, video untuk sikap ya, Bu ya. Pertama, we can pertanyaan dari ini Bu Retno dulu ya, Bu ya. Bu Retno ya. Umum itu. Question from
the
Miss
chat?
Retno, Uni.
Alright.
Yeah. Digital learning is very helpful, especially when we use AI. But the essence of learning is difficult to achieve. Yeah. Especially when it's come to attitude, I would like to know your opinion on that issue. Yeah. We can use video, yeah, video to change attitude. For example, there is a video from India. A lot of people are good at the elevator, then people come out, then one people come out using stick, and people will be intrigued by seeing the video.
Yeah, all right. From question, Andy, from Kevin. Or maybe Miss J first.
Okay. Besides standardization of material development, is there a need of certain standards? Can I say no? No. For like, what are the standards for developing assessment for online learning? As I say in my presentation, I think less standard is best. But if we have to come up with one for assessment for online learning, I say we should focus on evidence. Yeah, so no matter what level of competency, let's say understanding, right? The assessment should be able to see the explicit evidence of understanding. So if you want someone to do the work, then the assessment should be the work sample. So, I think the alignment of the level of competency, I don't know, can we call it a standard? But it's very important that we decide learning and assessment constructively and making sense. What do you want to measure? What do you want learner to be able to do? And what kind of evidence you'll be able to see in a digital form online that you can believe that is authentic. And if you don't believe in that evidence that learners submit, you have to have the mechanism to reassure, validate, and verify it. And I think that's a whole concept of, like assessment and, online assessment make it a bit harder, but I think it's doable. Yeah.
All right, thank you, Ms. J. Pak Andi, would you like to answer another question from Kevin?
No, thank you.
Right, so it's already
Yeah.
represented by Miss J. All right, another question for Miss J. How can each student improve his or her capability through the standardization in digital learning?
I think this is a question with answer in already. Standardization in digital learning, as I say, let's not talk about standard. Like if digital learning is, have been designed to guarantee the learning outcome, then, the benefit obviously go to the learner, that the learner will get the outcome guarantee. So, obviously they have the ability that we promise that you will give them. So, that is like a simple agreement that we did make with learner when we write the learning outcome. Yeah, actually. So if every one of us understand how to improve that quality of learning and teaching, then definitely the benefit will be, at that end that we wanted most, so to the learner. So I don't know if you want to elaborate on, the detail of the question, or if I did not answer it, your question, you can ask again. Yeah, but now for me, yeah, that's about it.
All right, thank you. It's related to the questions actually. Thank you, Miss J. You just elaborate more, right? Thank you. Next question. All right. So this is from Sinta, addressed to Pak Andi Kristanto and Miss J. With the widespread use of AI in learning, does this affect the quality of the learning outcomes that have been determined?
Yeah, I think definitely. AI has, coming up out of the blue. And when it come up, like, we think we're so excited as a teacher. We try to, I don't know, for myself, I use ChatGPT to write a learning outcome itself, and also use it to design my lesson planning. So, it's gather all the information from all sorts of places for me as a first draft of my lesson planning. So it have been, it depends on how you use it. If you want it to have a positive impact on learning outcome, then do it, make sure it does. You can use it for improved learning and teaching to make your life easier. Like you want to create an online video using AI to encapsulate all the essential information, and you personalize it or tailor it to make sure that your learner understand, to localize it to your context. Then you save a lot of time using AI. For learner, obviously they want to use this to cheat on it. They want to do less but get more, right? So you also have to learn how to counter, the effort on that. There are many tools that can detect the work from ChatGPT and AI. And if you search in Google right now, you find a few, and they are free, and some of them, with very little money to pay upfront. It affects the quality of learning outcome. But I think personally in a good way. A lot of people that I know been using AI generated content to help the learner write better. You can use AI to help you write, teach the learner, how to sort of like come up with a sentence structure, or maybe use it as a first draft and you discuss up on it why AI just come up with that. Or use it to draw a picture and illustrate what is it you write in writing. There are many tools. If I talk about AI, I can go on forever. But yeah, I think it depends. Yeah, come up to conclusion. I think but for me it's positive. Yeah.
All right, thank you. So it's depend on how you use AI. Thank you, Ms. J. All right.
Yeah.
Yeah.
AI with the wet split, yeah, use of AI in learning. I think AI help student to find information quickly. Yeah. Teacher must prioritize using model my project-based learning, problem-based learning, and case method. So if when student apa project based learning, issue learning, so AI can help student to find information quickly. Thank you.
All right, thank you for your answer, Pak Andi. Next questions. All right, so this is for Miss J. Currently, Chat AI is very popular in the world of education, and of course, it has an impact on e-learning and digital education. This challenge must be followed by the capabilities we have. So, what are the things we must have and the best solution at the moment? From Murtada. Thank you.
Thank you. I love this conference. Everyone have a lot of questions. AI, AI again, AI is very popular, huh? Impact on e-learning and digital education, like, yeah, capability for us that we have to learn to live with it and learn how to teach with it, right? Teaching with AI is not as scary as you think, more and more, with time, technology will be super easy. A few years ago, we can't even imagine how we can tap into the benefit of AI. Now, when it come up with ChatGPT, I think we all realize that you put in a prompt, right? And it gives you answer. So the first thing I would recommend is, I don't know, you heard of prompt engineering. Now it's very popular. Is a career or it's a job. It's a job that a company looking for someone who have ability to feed the prompt into ChatGPT and give out the answer to benefit their business. For us, we also can learn how to do the same. Like we can have a community to share the prompt that you use to feed into ChatGPT. And when it give out the answer that's so benefit to teacher. I give you an example. Like when I try to think about a pathway for learning, right, for my learner, like what is the best way to train, let's say, a digital marketing manager? You can use ChatGPT to create the whole learning pathway, including project example and the rubric assessment. And the best online resources, that TED Talk video, and everything is all free. And you can dig into ChatGPT and give you the idea of how you can use it to teach your learner. But you know what? Your learner, if they learn hard enough or how to tap into this, they also can do the same. So you have to be a step like in front. What can you contribute to this? So it pressed the question hard on us that with ChatGPT know everything, and our learner also know how to use ChatGPT. Then what about us? What can you contribute? You can use your expertise to dig down inside to what is the concept behind it that beyond the knowledge of ChatGPT, or what is the human side of it that ChatGPT is lacking, and you craft it and feed it back into ChatGPT. But the more and more you're doing this, ChatGPT will get smarter. Yeah. So this is like the two side of AI right there. So I think learn how to use it, or you can learn how to use AI as teacher assistant, for example. This is something we are trying to do right now is create a personalized chatbot for the subject. What you're teaching, like, I don't know, if you teach how to cook an egg souffle, for example, then, you put the whole database of how to make great egg souffle for the, Michelin chef in there. And you can, slowly tidying the rules of question, make it smarter to understand all the prompt better and give out the best, more accurate and effective answer. So this could be something that could help your learner 24/7. You can't do it, but AI can. So, it's probably these two things that I think is good for us to start off with. Thank you.
Thank you, Ms. J. So we need to be one step ahead from the learner, right? All right. Thank you. Next questions. Is there still any questions? Okay. So this is for both Pak Andi and Ms. J. What's currently the most urgent thing in digital teaching and learning that need to be standardized? How's your organization respond to that matters? Pak Andi, you'll be the first.
May Dr. Franjay first.
All right, Ms. J.
Everything is urgent in my university. They want us to do everything at the same time. So, to be standardized, we are looking at micro credentials. So obviously we are looking on the quality of how to verify a specific competency. That is our very urgent goal right now for giving out a smaller credential. So we have to think about giving out one digital certification. What does it mean? What is the meaning behind that piece of documentation? We are using digital badge with blockchain technology underneath to keep the evidence of learning tied in with the badge itself. So I think that is something we are trying to do. And if you ask me if it's urgent in the sense that now when we give out the degree, we can't have any evidence to verify why we're giving out, the GPA of 3.8. There's no evidence whatsoever. But we're trying to do it with micro credential to give out, the evidence of learning as in terms of digital badge, and also really can verify and see that piece of evidence of learning in it. So I think that's urgent for us.
All right, thank you, Ms. J. Now, Pak Andi, please. Still the same question.
Yes, thank you. In Universitas Negeri Surabaya, we open a digital learning program, PJJ gitu ya. Same with UT, same with S Institute. I think we think with my conclusion my research, 7 standard. Number 1 is message design and material characteristic, kemudian and then method and media. Message design like in UT as institute like modul gitu ya, standard, and then standard assessment, environment and interaction pattern, copyright, security and privacy. These 7 indicator and factor that are most crucial in developing digital learning standard. Thank you.
All right, thank you, Pak Andi. Now the last question from the audience. All right, so this is from Stephanie, addressed to Ms. J. Any thought about standardization for the use of AI for students, since many students using AI for answering the quiz or even to make the final paper?
Okay, thank you for the question. Man, I get all the hard question. AI for I think there's 2 approaches. But a lot of institute right now are trying to blocking. Yeah, their strategy is to blocking. For example, they're making sure that their learner stay in the place, assessment place with no AI access. So a lot of institutions do it like that. So, you have to call in all the learner, come to this exam center, and, you bypass all this AI and ChatGPT access. And a majority of institutions are integrating. So I think this is the second approach. Integration of AI in teaching and learning is to teach the learner how to use AI to enhance learning, not make it less important, right? It is very important that when the kids see these powerful tools, they think that I'm gonna use it, as quick as possible and as little as possible, and I get what I wanted. But that's not the whole point of learning. It's impossible for you to, I think personally, to separate them from technology because they're born with it and it was created for them. So educating learner, I think it's very important. Talk to them, about AI and tell them the impact of how they use it, white belt or software belt, I call it here. If you go to the dark side, you use AI for paper without understanding anything, what would happen at the end to you? But if you use it, on the brighter side and use it to help you and be sure, you're honest, I think that is a more sustainable way to put in the process that should be properly taking initiative by us and educator. I know you probably listen to the answer and say, it's not going to stop them from cheating, but I don't have the solution like a quick fix. But I personally think a long-term education, like learning how to use it properly to help them, really actually help them is a good answer for the time being. Thank you.
All right, thank you. Yeah, so it's about how to use AI for learning properly, right, Ms. Ye? Thank you. Well, that was the last question. We would like to thank the speakers for the informative and fascinating discussion and all the participants for the participation. We apologize because of the time limitation, we cannot address all questions. Ladies and gentlemen, for your information requested of getting certificate, please filling out the feedback form with the link that the organizer will give later. Before we ended this event, we would like to thank our speakers, and we would like also to invite Bapak Hasanuddin from ICE Institute as the ICE representative to award the certificate to the speakers. For the speakers, you may, all the camera are already on.
Okay, thank you, Mrs. Hadi. Okay, finally, we arrive at the end of the sessions. I would like to say thank you for your time and for your sharing, for your insight. We believe that your presentation has provided valuable enlightenment on the topic of standardization in digital learning and teaching. I believe that the three speakers have provided us with insight, and we like to express our gratitude to our participant, to your participation in attending in advancing education through the digital means. On behalf of the organizing committee, I would like to present each of you with an e-certificate of appreciation in recognition of your significant contribution to the webinar. The first is Dr. Klanjai Siti Tavon. Let's give virtual round of applause for her. Thank you. And the next is for Professor. We have certificate for Dr. Andi Cristanto, MPD, MCE. Please accept it with our sincere gratitude. Thank you very much for your participation. And the last is, okay, no more. Thank you very much. And I would like to give back to moderator. Thank you.
Thank you, Pak Hasan, Miss J, and also Pak Andi Kristanto. Finally, give up applause for all the speakers, organizer, and for all of us. Thank you. I would like to express sincere gratitude for the speakers, organizers, and everyone who took part. As the moderator, I'm Ami, and I apologize for any minor errors that may have occurred. It has been a delightful experience leading this discussion. Until next time, we'll see you in the next CEF. Billahi taufiq wal hidayah. Wassalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh.
Waalaikumsalam warahmatullahi wabarakatuh. Thank you.